The SHENIXPWR Operating System, rebooting her from survival mode to queenship. Sis, you are not broken. You are running programs you did not consciously install. Now is the time to reclaim administrator access. So right now, go get your journal, pen, wine, water, or tea, and get ready to dive in deep. I love this and celebrate it, this moment previously. And when I say you are in for a treat, get ready. Grand Rising, Sis Star. And I emphasize Sis Star because you are a star. Know that. Before we begin, I need you to ask yourself right now a very important question that may truly shift the way you see your entire life and change the trajectory of your life. What if you were never broken? What if the anxiety, the overthinking, the people pleasing, the perfectionism, the self-doubt, the silence, the burnout, the emotional shutdown, the fear of visibility, the inability to rest, the need to prove, the resistance to receiving, the fear of being fully seen? What if all of that was not your true identity? What if it was programming? What if somewhere along the way, fear got installed as software, like on a computer or your cell phone? What if trauma entered like a virus? We all can relate to having the flu virus, right? I would say most people. What if manipulation came in as malware through people, places, and patterns that looked safe but slowly corrupted your peace? I'm gonna let that resonate for a minute. What if your nervous system has been running survival mode so long that you started calling it your personality? What if your womb, your sacred center, has been sending sacred notifications, but your mind kept dismissing the alert? What if SHENIXPWR is not here to fix you, but to help you reboot you? Season 3 is here, sis. And this is not just a new season. This is a sacred system upgrade. You heard me crystal clear. Upgrade. If you're ready for your upgrade, then lean in some more. Get ready to dive just a little bit deeper. No surface stuff here, right? So this is where we stop asking, what is wrong with me? And start asking, who programmed me? Was it family? Was it friends? Was it social media? Was it your job? Was it in college? Just plant some seeds. This is where the woman scans her system, detects fearware, removes trauma viruses, activates her firewall, restores womb OS. And for those of you that do not know what OS means, it means operating system, right? Resets her interpersonal address, or AKA your IP address, and rises into what? Queenship. Inner-SHERO. The reboot is officially here. Welcome to season 3 in the SHENIXPWR Podcast. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Womb sisters worldwide. Welcome to season 3 of the SHENIXPWR Podcast, where women remember, rise, and reign. I am Parrish, trailblazing Shero, womb conductress, transformational speaker, sacred advocate, and visionary behind the SHENIXPWR movement. And today, we are entering a new realm on this sacred day, on the rare, occurrence, evolution, and experience of the blue moon. Season 1, awakened the woman. Season 2, reflected the woman. But season 3 reboots the woman. This season is for the woman who has been carrying programs she never consciously agreed to run. No permission, just a straight violation, right? The woman who has been operating under fear, shame, trauma, silence, survival, rejection, over responsibility, and emotional exhaustion. The woman who has been asking, why do I keep repeating this pattern? Why do I feel unsafe being seen? Why do I shrink when it is time to speak? Why do I overgive when I am already empty? Why do I feel guilty for choosing me? Why do I keep attracting what drains me? Why do I know better but still struggle to do differently? I had to slow that down on purpose so you can allow it to marinate in your system. And remember, sis, energy is everything. If you don't do the inner work, whatever is inside of you will be reflected in the external world. And the universe is exact. It will continue to give you exactly what you keep broadcasting with your mind and your heart. But today, SHENIXPWR answers with a sacred technological truth. Because information alone does not change a system. A system must be scanned, decoded, debugged, restored, and rebooted. So today we introduce the SHENIXPWR Operating System. Love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm so excited right now to share this. Oh, a sacred technology framework for identity reconstruction, womb intelligence, and sovereign self-programming. This is where we stop looking at the woman as broken. We begin seeing her as a sacred technology, a divine system, a living architecture, a womb-led intelligence center, a multi-dimensional being from a core power unit, a pre-installed divine code, inherited programs, belief software, emotional files, energetic firewalls, and a unique interpersonal address broadcasting into the world. Because, sis, you are not malfunctioning. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. You are not damaged goods. You are a sacred system that may have been compromised by fear-based programming. But the good news is, what was programmed can be reprogrammed. What was corrupted can be restored. What was hacked can be reclaimed. What went offline can come back online. Take a deep breath at this moment. Place your right hand on your heart and your left hand over your womb and declare. Stand to your feet, sis, if you're sitting down. Please rise in this moment. Whether you believe it or not, I'm going to believe it for you, because you may be in a place where you just been beat down by these programmers and programmers, programming, all of that. You ready? I believe y'all need to take another deep breath and repeat after me. And I mean, say it from your womb, your heart, and your mind, all in alignment at this time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I am not broken. I am becoming aware. I am reclaiming administrative access. My queenship is coming online. The SHENIXPWR Operating System. Let's begin with the foundation. A computer does not function randomly. It has architecture. It has systems. It has a processor. It has a memory. It has programs. It has files. It has applications. It has security settings. It has viruses. It has malware. It has updates. It has firewalls. It has an IP address. It has a power source. And when something goes wrong, we do not automatically throw away the computer. I'm going to pause and let that sink in. If something goes wrong with your computer, you don't toss it into the garbage or throw it into the pond behind your home or take the computer and dump it in the garbage in your apartment complex or your condo subdivision. You don't do that. You would proceed and scan the system, check what is running, look for corrupted files, remove viruses, uninstall harmful programs, update the software, protect the system, and then you reboot. Now, Inner-SHERO, what if we view the woman the same way? Not as broken, not as defective, not as weak, not as dramatic, not as too emotional, but as a sacred operating system that has been processed in life through every experience, every womb, every word, every relationship, every disappointment, every expectation, every system, every silence, every betrayal, every dream, every rejection, and every rebirth. That is the SHENIXPWR Operating System. It is the sacred framework that asks, what has been running your life beneath the surface? Oh, sis, I pray that resonated with you. If anything comes up, acknowledge it, and in love, allow it to flow. If any words come up, or a statement or a memory, jot it down and go back to it later. So I want that to just settle in a little bit more. This is something that is a framework that I am presenting to my sisters as I stand here in gratitude and celebrating you in advance. Let it just settle in the womb, in your heart, and in your mind. In this moment, let's do a sacred pause and breathe in and let it out. So a recap, just real quick for the conscious mind, because the subconscious be playing tricks on us sometimes. What has been running in your life beneath the surface? Not what you say you want, not what you post, not what title you carry, not what role you do in the performance, whether it's at home or on the job. But what program is actually running in the background? All the time. You don't have to turn it on, you have to turn it off or pause. It's always those programs running in the background. Can you relate to that? On your computer, your tablet, your laptop, your cell phone. It can be literally 15 to 20 programs running, applications, open windows. Every time you launch something new, just a little technology piece of this, it allocates the memory and it starts slowing down the performance. So we must be mindful of that. So moving forward, because sometimes the woman says, I want love, but the program running is, I am not safe. Sometimes she says, I want visibility, but the program running is, if I am seen, I will be judged. Sometimes she says, I want rest, but the program running is, I must earn my worth. Sometimes she says, I want abundance, but the program running is, I am afraid to receive. Sometimes she says, I want peace, but the program running is, chaos is familiar. Sometimes she says, I want purpose, but the program running is, who do I think I am? Sis, that doesn't match. It must be in alignment. Your heart says one thing, your mind is saying another, and your mouth is straight in left field. All three must be in alignment. All three must be in alignment. So the SHENIXPWR says, beloved, we are not here to shame the program. We are here to identify it, because awareness is the first upgrade. So CPU stands for Core Power Unit. So in the SHENIXPWR, your CPU is your core power unit. This is your internal command center. It holds three sacred levels of processing: your superconsciousness, the divine intelligence, higher wisdom, spiritual downloads, soul assignment, sacred knowing. Your consciousness, present awareness, choice, decision making, reflection, observation, and emotional recognition. Your subconsciousness, stored memory, trauma loops, ancestral coding, childhood scripts, fear files, and emotional conditioning. Your core power unit is always processing. It processes how you see yourself, how you interpret love, how you respond to conflict, how you make decisions, how you relate to your body, how you show up in your purpose, how you use your voice, how you respond to being seen, how you define safety, how you experience worth. So the first SHENIXPWR question is, who has been programming your core power unit, aka your CPU? Was it love? Was it fear? Was it trauma? Was it survival? Was it rejection? Was it family? Was it culture? Was it religion? Was it a relationship, an entanglement, a situationship? Was it disappointment? Was it silence? Was it shame? Was it the need to be chosen? Because if fear programmed the system, love may feel unsafe. If rejection programmed the system, visibility may feel dangerous. If abandonment programmed the system, boundaries may feel like betrayal. If trauma programmed the system, peace may feel suspicious. And this is why SHENIXPWR goes deeper than motivation. We are not just hyping the woman up and you got the fluff and being entertained. I trust and believe we're going to have some fun, but we're going to keep it 1,000%. Be transparent and talk about what's relevant. We are scanning the entire architecture. So pre-installed programs, the DNA and ancestral code. Some of your programming was pre-installed. Before you had language, you had lineage. Before you had choices, you had DNA. Before you had personal experiences, you had ancestral memory. Some of what you carry is sacred. Creativity, intuition, resilience, spiritual sensitivity, leadership, healing gifts, womb wisdom, sacred discernment, the ability to feel what is unspoken, the ability to create from nothing, the ability to survive what should have taken you out. But some pre-installed programs may need review. Generational silence, inherited fear, scarcity, shame, religious wounds, survival scripts, emotional suppression, patterns of self-abandonment, beliefs about women being too much, too loud, too powerful, too sensual, too visible, too gifted, too knowing. SHENIXPWR does not demonize your lineage. It helps you discern. 4 questions for you. Get ready. Get those pens ready. What is divine inheritance? Everyone will have a different response. What is generational interruption? Very unique to you and your experience and your environment. What is sacred code? What does that look like for you? Remember to dive deep into the womb. It's already there. What's in your house? What is survival coding? You may not be ready to answer that, but that's okay. The quest is in the question. Because you are not here to repeat everything you inherited. You are here to become the conscious editor of your lineage. So the beliefs are your installed software. Beliefs are software. Some were installed through love. Some were installed through pain. Some were installed by people you trusted. Some were installed by systems that never saw your fullness. Some were installed because you heard something so many times that eventually it started sounding like the truth. Sacred pause. That part. In 2026, I believe all of us can relate to what I just shared. Maybe you installed, I am not enough. I have to be strong all the time. My voice creates conflict. I cannot trust myself. I must perform to be loved. I am safer when I stay quiet. My needs are a burden. I have to carry everyone. If I choose myself, I am selfish. If I rest, I am lazy. If I shine, I will lose people. And now those beliefs are running quietly in the background. But here's your sacred upgrade. You may want to highlight this one, put 3 stars by it, in all caps. Every belief must be audited for queenship compatibility. If it makes you shrink, it cannot lead you. If it makes you abandon yourself, it cannot advise you. If it makes you betray your womb, it cannot guide you. If it requires your silence, it cannot be sacred. If it requires you to remain in survival, it cannot be your final system. So that brings us to fearware, which is fear-based programming. Fearware is the sneaky software of survival. It disguises itself as logic. It says, do not post that. Do not say that. Do not try again. Do not trust them. Do not rest yet. Do not be too visible. Do not get too excited. Do not ask for more. Do not expect support. Do not make them uncomfortable. Fearware wants you safe, but not always free. Fearware wants you protected, but not always powerful. Fearware wants you familiar, but not always fulfilled. Fearware will convince you that your cage is wisdom simply because it has kept you alive. But SHENIXPWR asks, where did fear become your operating system? And more importantly, who would you be if fear no longer had administrative access? Practically dropping the mic at this point, but so convicted by this amazing message that is in divine alignment, we will proceed. Where did the fear? Fear. Fear. Release it. Let it go. We've been told fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Here's a reframe. Find excellence and rise. No longer will fear paralyze you. Allow it to motivate you. So naturally, trauma viruses, of course we're going to have them distractions, right? Trauma viruses, corrupted emotional files. Trauma can function like a virus. It enters through pain, betrayal, abandonment, violation, loss, neglect, humiliation, silence, manipulation, or repeated emotional injury. And once inside, it can corrupt emotional files. The love file gets corrupted, so control starts looking like care. The safety file gets corrupted, so chaos starts feeling normal. The voice file gets corrupted, so silence starts feeling protective. The worth file gets corrupted, so overgiving starts feeling necessary. The visibility file gets corrupted, so being seen starts feeling like danger. The rest file gets corrupted, so stillness starts feeling unsafe. But hear me clearly, unequivocally on this day, as we celebrate the blue moon. The woman is not the virus. She is the sacred system the virus tried to corrupt. That means she can heal, restore, reclaim the files, retrieve the parts of herself that pain tried to rename. Here's the sacred reframing for you, sis. My love file is being restored. My safety file is being restored. My voice file is being restored. My worth file is being restored. My visibility file is being restored. My queenship file is being restored. Sacred pause. Let's breathe in. Release it. Relax your shoulders. Get up and stretch if you have to. Be obedient and go with the flow. So the malware equals manipulation through people, places, and patterns. Malware does not always announce itself. Trust and believe that, sis. Sometimes malware comes with a smile, a title, through family, through romance, through religion, through culture, through a job, through a friend who benefits from your low boundaries, through people who call your discernment being difficult. Malware sounds like you are too sensitive. Calm down. Don't talk about that. Just forgive and move on. You should be grateful. Nobody will believe you. You are making this too big. Who do you think you are? You changed. Yes, she changed because the system is updating. Malware wants access to your peace, sis, while convincing you that your firewall is the problem. But SHENIXPWR says discernment is spiritual cybersecurity. When your womb says no, listen. When your body tightens, listen. When your peace leaves, listen. When your voice disappears around certain people, listen. When your energy drops in certain places, listen. When your spirit keeps sending alerts, listen. That is not paranoia. That may be your system detecting malware. So then there's the firewall, aka boundaries. Your firewall is your boundary system. And Inner-SHERO, let me say this with love, and I mean unconditional love. A woman without boundaries has an open network. Everybody can log in. Everybody can pull from her. Everybody can project onto her. Everybody can access her emotional bandwidth. Mm-mm. Everybody can drain her battery. For real? No, ma'am. Everybody can override her peace. Absolutely not. But when her firewall activates, she stops explaining access to people who have already shown they mishandle it. Her firewall says, access denied. This belief is not authorized. This conversation is corrupting my peace. This relationship is draining my system. This environment is not compatible with my queenship. This guilt is not mine to carry. This fear no longer has permission to run. This version of me is no longer available. Boundaries are not walls against love. Boundaries are sacred architecture for healthy access. They teach people where your peace begins. They teach your nervous system that you are no longer abandoning yourself. They teach your womb that you are listening now. Time for a sacred pause. And also, it's time to hydrate. I appreciate the patience as I press in and press on through the hoarseness that you all are intermittently hearing, but I am pressing in. Womb OS, the operating system. Womb operating system. Now let's go sacred. Your womb OS is your womb operating system. This is your sacred feminine intelligence. I said it 3 times. I really wanted it to sink in because that's powerful. You are powerful. I'm just simply here to inspire you and help you remember that you've been powerful the entire time. Your creative command center, your energetic memory field, your portal of intuition, creation, discernment, sensuality, safety, and divine knowing. And no, this is not limited to biology. This is spiritual, energetic, creative, ancestral, identity-based. The Womb OS asks, what am I carrying? What am I creating? What am I storing? What am I birthing? What am I grieving? What am I ready to release? What am I ready to reclaim? For too long, women have been taught to what? Override the womb. Ignore the body. Dismiss the signal. Suppress the knowing. Explain away the discomfort. But season 3 says the womb is not background software. The womb is sacred intelligence. And when the womb OS is restored, the woman stops living only from logic and starts operating from embodied wisdom. Remember, I mentioned the interpersonal address, aka the IP address, your 4-part broadcast. Every energy has an address. In SHENIXPWR, your IP address becomes your interpersonal address. This is the 4-part energetic broadcast you transmit through your thoughts, emotions, words, boundaries, leadership, relationships, and presence. Only 4 variables. An aligned broadcast may be love, peace, stability, determination. But when the system is triggered, your broadcast may shift into anger, frustration, trauma, depression. No shame, just awareness. The question is, what am I broadcasting? And what program is producing this signal? That requires real self love, self acceptance, self forgiveness, and doing the inner work. Because if the signal is chaos, right? Excuse me, something is running. If the system is fear, something is running. If the signal is resentment, something is running. If the signal is exhaustion, something is running. SHENIXPWR helps you trace the broadcast back to the program. Then reset the address. You do not change behavior. You change the system producing the behavior. So standing in royalty from your womb and your experiences. If you're listening to this, let's take a deeper dive into the QUEENship activation, which is operating from sovereignty. QUEENship is the outcome, not kingdom. QUEENship, because this is feminine sovereignty. This is sacred self-rule. This is crowned identity. This is the woman who no longer negotiates with the programming that tried to erase her. QUEENship says, I know who I am. I trust my voice. I honor my worth. I allow myself to be seen. I lead without abandoning myself. I choose sovereignty over survival. QUEENship is not arrogance. QUEENship is alignment. QUEENship is not domination. QUEENship is self-command. QUEENship is not perfection. QUEENship is presence with power. It is the woman saying, I am no longer available to be operated by fear. Sisters, get ready for this sacred activation moment that will never take place again. Remember, there's 86,400 sacred moments every single day. Inner-SHERO, pause here, right now, in this nanosecond. Take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Release it slowly. Now place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your womb and repeat after me with conviction, perseverance, dedication, balance, love, harmony, transformation, transmutation. Own it. I am not broken. I am becoming aware. I honor the woman who survived. I release the system that kept me small. I uninstall fear from my identity. I remove shame from my operating system. I restore my sacred files. I activate my firewall. I reconnect to the womb OS. I reset my interpersonal address. I reclaim administrative access. My QUEENship is coming online. Breathe. Let your system receive that, because this is not just an affirmation. This is a command. As we close this first episode of season 3, I want you to understand something. The SHENIXPWR Operating System is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning to the woman you were before fear started editing your identity, before trauma renamed your worth, before survival muted your voice, before rejection made visibility feel unsafe, before disappointment taught you to expect less, before betrayal taught you to question your intuition, before people, places, and patterns convinced you that shrinking was wisdom. This season is about coming back online, not as the woman who performs, not as the woman who over explains, not as the woman who begs to be chosen, not as the woman who carries everything, not as the woman who confuses exhaustion with purpose, not as the woman who calls survival strength while quietly longing for peace, but as the woman who remembers, the woman who rises, the woman who reigns, the woman who says, I have scanned the system. I have detected the fearware. I have recognized the malware. I have identified the corrupted files. I have activated my firewall. I have restored Womb OS. I have reset my broadcast. And I have reclaimed administrative access. Season 3 is officially live. The reboot has begun. Sacred call to awakening. Before you leave this episode, I want you to do one sacred thing. Not later, not when life slows down, not when everyone else is comfortable. Now, right now, ask yourself, what program has been running my life? Write it down. Name it without shame. Is it fear? Is it people pleasing? Is it overgiving? Is it silence? Is it perfectionism? Is it trauma loyalty? Is it rejection sensitivity? Is it emotional shutdown? Is it hyper independence? Is it waiting for permission? Is it proving? Is it shrinking? Then ask and be honest. You can't lie to yourself. Is this program compatible with my what? QUEENship. And if the answer is no, say this program is no longer authorized. Then choose your new 4-part interpersonal address. Maybe it is love, peace, stability, determination. Maybe it is truth, courage, clarity, sovereignty. Maybe it is worth, voice, power, presence. But choose consciously. Because this season, we are not just talking, we are transmitting. We are not just healing, we are rebuilding. We are not just surviving, we are rebooting. So subscribe to the SHENIXPWR Podcast. Share this episode with a woman who needs to know she is not broken. Leave a review, take a screenshot, tag me, and tell me what is your current interpersonal address. Because season 3 has officially begun, the system is live. The signal is sacred. The firewall is active. The womb is speaking. The queen is remembering. And the Inner-SHERO is no longer waiting. As always, remember, rise, reign. Dismantle the tunnel. Become the light. I am Honor Parrish. And this is SHENIXPWR. The reboot is here. Peace.